Bail me out. I call to order this April meeting of the Robertson County Commission. If everyone please rise. I'd like to recognize Reverend James Dean of the Springfield Baptist Church, who's going to come and offer our invocation here at the podium. Before we start, though, I'd like to recognize Mr. Gene Cook, passed away this last week, who was a 20-year commissioner. I would like for us to bow our heads, have a moment of silence, and at that time, when the Reverend Dean then will begin praying, and we'll follow that with a pledge to the flag. Reverend Dean.
Again, a moment of silence, please, for the Cook family. Dear God, we thank you for this evening, for the opportunity to be here, and for the officials here who are elected to serve our county. I thank you for them. I thank you for their heart of service and love for their community. And Lord, I pray that you would grant to them wisdom. Your word says, if any man lacks wisdom, let him ask of God, who'll give generously without finding fault. And so, Lord, give them the wisdom that they need for the decisions and issues that they'll face throughout this meeting. Lord, we also pray for the Cook family and ask that you continue to be with them. Lord, just comfort them, bless them, give them peace, and give them strength. Lord, most of all, we pray that you would continue to be at work in our lives, and we thank you for the blessings that you give us. We pray this now in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Please join me in the pledge to the flag. Attention. Salute. Pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Please be seated. Thank you, Reverend Dean. Would everyone in the audience please silence any electronic, phone, or devices that you may have? We don't need to get any calls during the meeting. Commissioners, now we will establish a quorum for our commission meeting. So if everyone will pick up your voting device, press yes to enter to register our attendance, and confirm to record it. Twenty-one members present, 4 absent. Madam Clerk, I declare that we have a quorum for tonight's April meeting. First item on our agenda is the minutes for our past meeting for March. What is the Commission's pleasure? We have a motion by Commissioner Tommy Baggett, second by Commissioner Eric Roberts, that those minutes be recorded and filed. Any opposition? All in favor vote yea. Nay by like sign. Yeas of the chair, the yeas have it. Under communications, there are a couple of things I'd like to bring up. Reverend, as you can tell, I am not Howard Bradley. Mayor Bradley is in Washington, D.C., representing us with the GNRC during this time period, hoping to help us get a little bit some more grant money in our fair county of Robertson. Also, I'd like to mention, going back to Commissioner Cook, there's going to be a memorial service for Mr. Cook at the Robertson County Funeral Home this coming Friday. And also, my good friend Chris Trauber's mother passed away last week. I want to remind everyone of that, or inform everyone of that. Also, I have asked that Ms. Margot Fosnes, CEO of our Robertson County Chamber of Commerce, come tonight and speak to us of things that may be going on in the county that we need to be aware of. And also, she has some good news. I'm not going to steal her thunder. She'd like to tell us about. So first we need to make Ms. Fosnes a member of our body. Do I have a motion? I have a motion by Commissioner O'Callaghan to make Ms. Fosnes a member of our body. Second by Commissioner Stubblefield. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposition, nay. Ms. Fosnes, you are now a member of our august body till the end of this April meeting.
Thank you. Yes, Steve asked me if I would come and give you a little bit of update on the things that have been happening under the chamber umbrella, and I'd like to start with an economic development update. The big news is that we did announce a new company that's coming to Robertson County, to Springfield in particular. Stony Creek Colors, which is a manufacturer of natural indigo dye and other natural pigments for the fashion industry, will be employing between 50 and 100 people over the next 5 years here in Springfield. They are going to invest over $7 million in equipment, and they are leasing space in the former Conwood facility, which is now being renamed the Bransford Heights Business Center. As you will recall, that building was gifted to the county and then given by the county to the management of the Robertson County Economic Development Board. The board has been hard at work rehabbing that facility and making it useful for manufacturing clients. To date, I'll give you some figures. The Economic Development Board has spent approximately $164,000 of its funds on rehabilitating and renovating that entire campus, including the demolition and removal of a building at the back of the site, and has budgeted another approximately $200,000 in additional expenditures in preparation for leasing the space to Stony Creek Colors. The Springfield Public Works Department has completed a drainage maintenance improvement serving the site and the drainage area, and the City of Springfield also is considering making a contribution to these efforts for some electrical upgrades, and they'll be considering that tomorrow night, and that will considerably reduce the amount that the Economic Development Board has to spend. Stony Creek has leased 10,000 square feet of that facility for 4 years with an option to renew for 5 years, and they also have an option to expand the lease space up to a total of 22,300 feet over the next 4 years. They have plans to grow their business in Robertson County. They're very excited to be here. It's a great fit for Robertson County because of the agricultural ties. They are already in contracts with Robertson County farmers to grow indigo. They expect to expand that dramatically over the next 5 years. Some estimates say that they will have 17,000 acres of indigo under production by the year 2020. So that's a remarkable story, something that's really going to impact our community both in jobs and in the agricultural sector. So we're very excited about that. We'll be having some sort of grand opening celebration with them. We expect the Commissioner of Agriculture will be here, and possibly even the Governor will be here, and that'll be coming up early in the summer, so I'll be sure and let you know about that. We have several projects in the pipeline, 3 very close to making announcements. We hope that within the next 3 or 4 months we'll have several other announcements for you. I can't really give you any details of those, but they are good ones. I also wanted to just give you an idea of what we're doing as far as economic development is concerned. In the last quarter, from January to March, I have fielded 16 requests for information from projects that are looking to relocate in the state of Tennessee, and these come to me by way of either the Tennessee Department of Economic Development or TVA or the Nashville Chamber. And just to give you an idea, 2 of them are seeking less than 100,000 square foot building. 6 were seeking between 100,000 and 200,000 square foot building. 4 looking for over a 200,000 square foot building. 4 looking for land only between 30 and 500 acres. And of those 16, I was able to submit information for 5. We are in a critical state in Robertson County right now. We have very few buildings available. We do have land, and we have some nice industrial parks, but we need to work on getting buildings. Another thing that is coming up in the economic development area is we are working with a company called Brand Acceleration, and this is being funded by the Economic Development Board and our Realizing Robertson's Future investors. They are working with us on an image campaign for Robertson County. I think we'll all agree that sometimes the news that gets reported in Nashville and the region doesn't always reflect very well on us. And so we want to do something about that and take a proactive stand. They're going to be coming. We've done some focus groups over the last several months this. They've done a lot of research. They're coming April 28th through the 30th to do some video shoots in Robertson County in our schools, highlighting some of our STEM curriculum and our technology in our schools. They're going to be at Relay for Life. They're going to be at the Kilgore Bluegrass Festival, and there'll be 2 videos produced. One will be a business case about why you want to put your business in Robertson County. The other will be a quality of life video that talks about why you might want to live in Robertson County. So we're looking forward to that, and we hope that's going to be a good first step on a campaign to really build our image. And then finally, I just wanted to highlight a couple of events that the Chamber's involved with coming up. This Thursday night, Art Walk will begin on the Springfield Square. That happens on the 3rd Thursday of every month. From 6 to 9 p.m., local artists display their work for sale outside on the sidewalks around the square, and our merchants downtown open up their shops. A lot of them provide free refreshments. There'll be musical entertainment. We have some representatives from the farmers market who will be coming to those 3rd Thursday Art Walks on those Thursday nights and setting up along 5th Avenue behind the Trimble building in that parking lot. So that's a really nice event for downtown. Invite you to come out for one of those. If you can't come this Thursday, mark your calendars for the 3rd Thursday in April. We also have coming up in June, Taste of Country Festival on June 11th, and also a new event around our Spirits of the South evening event. We're going to be holding a Farmers Appreciation Dinner on June 4th. At 6 p.m. on the square. We're going to be inviting farmers from all over Robertson County to come have dinner on us, and we're going to be eating locally produced foods and just honoring those farmers. So we invite the public to buy a ticket and come and help us honor those farmers. And then finally, on May 17th at the Center in Springfield, both of our education initiative and our existing industry support program C are holding a career exploration fair. We are in the process of gathering company representatives and industry representatives in a wide variety of careers to come be at the center that day to talk to students about those careers in their areas. We'll also have representatives from Ball State, Austin Peay, and the Tennessee College for Applied Technology there to talk about what kind of educational requirements those careers have. And every 8th grader in Robertson County will be coming to the center that day. They've been in the process of doing them some curriculum to help them decide what they want to do in the future. They've ranked what they want to do. They've given us their top 3 choices, and so we're making sure that we have people in those areas there so that they can talk to them. It's really important. I happen to be related to someone who's a high school counselor, and she tells me that if a student in the 9th grade is not already thinking about college or beyond high school, they're probably not going to go. They really need to be considering what the options are for them as far as jobs and what kind of educational requirements those jobs have in the 9th grade. So we want to start with those 8th graders and help them get ready. It's the first time we've ever done this. We're looking for it to be a big success, and we hope it'll be a continued thing. And I'll be happy to answer any questions if anybody has any.
Thank you, Ms. Fosnes. It's a busy and exciting time in our county. Next on our agenda is reports. I'll read each report title and number slowly, as slowly as I can. I talk pretty slow. And I'll pause so that if any member of the commission has a question, raise your hand. I'll recognize you and we'll allot the time needed to discuss. First on our agenda, Robertson County Highway Department, 7.1. Animal Control, 7.2. Trustees Statement of Funds, 7.3. Solid Waste, 7.4. Veteran Service Officer, 7.5. Inmate Expense Report, 7.6. EMA, 7.7. Planning Commission, 7.8. EMS, 7.9. Fire Service, 7.10. Our finance report, 7.11. What is the Commission's pleasure? We have a motion by Commissioner Couch. They'll be accepted and filed. Is there a second? Second by Commissioner Brown. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposition by like sign? The ears of the chair, the ayes have it. Next on our agenda is election of appointments, and the chair recognizes Commissioner Billy Vogel with a couple of appointments to Equalization and Jail Disciplinary Review Board.
Mr. Chairman,
Thank you, Mr.
Madam
Vogel.
Clerk, fellow commissioners, ladies and gentlemen of the audience, we got two, like he said, Equalization Board and Jail Disciplinary Review Board. If I can get a second, I'll tell you who we got.
We got a motion by Commissioner Vogel, second by Commissioner Baggett. Commissioner Vogel.
Okay, the Equalization Board, of course, starts April. It's a 2-year term. Nomination Committee, Bill Jones, Wayne Duggar, John Mantooth, and Jeff Bradley. Now, this Jail Disciplinary Review Board, this is appointed by the sheriff. So we're going to have to do this whether we like it or not. Ain't that right, Chief? Got Kenneth Drake, Linda Royer, Patrick Trauber, Dora Greer, Geraldine Jones, Nicole Simmons, and Bailey Jones.
Is there any discussion? What's the pleasure of the commission? Question's been called for. Any opposition question being put? They'll then pick up your voting devices. Vote yes if you're in favor to, or no in opposition to. Baggett to second. Mr. Baggett, would you press second, please, sir? Thank you. Now press yes and confirm to, well, you got to hit, okay. With 21 in favor, I move, that resolution passes. Next, we have public hearing on our agenda. So I now declare that we are in public hearing. We have 3 resolutions coming to us from public hearing, or pardon me, from planning and zoning. Mr. Van will present each one of these to you. If you would like to speak in favor of or in opposition to, please raise your hand. I will recognize you, allow you time to speak. I ask that you state your name and your address for Madam Secretary to record in our minutes, and we'll give you an allotted time. Mr. Van.
First request tonight is Ms. Mildred Burnett. She's requesting to rezone 2.0 acres from AG2 to RP80. This property is on E.D. Williams Road, 12th Civil District, 4th Voting District. The Planning Commission evaluated this request and by a vote of 7-0 with 1 abstention, ask for your approval.
Is there anyone here who would like to speak in favor of or in opposition to this resolution? Mr. Van.
Next request is Mr. Randy Pearson. He requests to rezone 2.0 acres from AG2 to RP80. This property is located on Abednego Road, 16th Civil District, 6th Voting District, and by a vote of 8-0, the Planning Commission asks that you approve.
Is there anyone here to speak in favor of or in opposition to this resolution? Mr. Van, please continue.
The third request is from the Robertson County Regional Planning Commission. It's requesting to rezone 7.5 acres to AG2. This property is located on Webster Road, 11th Civil District, 2nd Voting District, and this property was recently de-annexed by the City of White House, and by a vote of 8-0, ask for your approval.
Is there anyone here who wish to speak in favor of or in opposition to this resolution? I declare that the public hearing is now closed. We'll bring it back to the commission. Commission, what is your pleasure? We have a move for approval by Mr. Baggett, second by Commissioner Stacy Moore. Is there any discussion? Question's been called for. Is any opposition question being put? Then bring forth your voting devices. If you are in favor of, please press yes and confirm. Opposition to, vote no and confirm. Madam Secretary, with 21 yeas, I declare that those resolutions pass. Thank you, Mr. Van. Next item under our agenda is new resolutions. We will recognize Commissioner Stacy Moore, who has 3 resolutions dealing with the school board.
I'll make sure that's right. Mr. Chairman, Madam Clerk, County Commissioners, ladies and gentlemen of the audience, I have resolution number 0418-16020, a resolution amending the budget of Robertson County for the fiscal year ending June 30th, 2016.
Motion's on the floor. Do we have a second?
Second.
Have a second by Commissioner Bob Hogan. Commissioner Moore.
This is Board of Commissions of Robertson County. This is a budget amendment for School Fund 141.
Is there any discussion? Question's been called for. If you're in favor of this resolution, please vote yes and confirm. In opposition, please no and confirm.
Resolution number
Just a second,
04...
Stacy.
sorry.
21 in favor, I declare that that resolution is passed. Please continue, Commissioner
Sorry,
Moore.
I do talk fast, so I'm like... Resolution number 0418-16021, budget amendment for the school board, School Fund 141.
We have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Bob Hogan. Commissioner Moore.
It's just a
Okay.
budget amendment. It's an expense amendment and revenue amendment for the budget.
Question been called for. Is there any opposition to question being put? If you're in favor of the motion, please press yes and confirm. In opposition to, no and confirm. 21 voting yes, I declare that that resolution is passed. Commissioner Moore.
Resolution number 0418-16022. This is resolution to declare surplus property for the Board of Education. Question?
Motion's been made. Is there a second? Second by Commissioner Roberts. Oh, we got Duggar. Pardon me. Second by Commissioner Duggar. Go ahead, Ms. Moore.
This is surplus equipment from anywhere from computers to desk, and they want to move it. School board was unanimous. They want to move it to surplus.
Any questions? Question been called for? Any opposition to question being put? If you're in favor of, please press yes and confirm, no and confirm. Mr. Wilson, you still voting? Commissioner Wilson? That's okay. With 21 in favor, I declare that resolution is passed. Thank you, Ms. Moore. Next on our agenda is an amendment to the budget for fiscal year ending June 30th, 2016, General Fund, Building and Grounds, and it's going to first reading, Commissioner Vogel.
fellow commissioners, ladies and gentlemen. This resolution is 0418-16023. It comes from, really, I guess you could say from the schools, and if I can get a second, I'll explain.
We have a second. Motion by Vogel, second by Bob Stroud.
Okay, if you look, it's what it is. It's electric, natural gas, and water and sewer. I think it's the old education building on Woodland Street, if I'm right. And what we're doing is paying these bills so they can move on and sell that property and do what they got to do.
Any questions from the body? What's the body's pleasure? Question been called for. Any opposition to question being put? If you're in favor of this resolution, please press yes and confirm. In opposition to, no and confirm. With 21 yeas, I declare that resolution has passed. Next on our agenda is an amendment that comes to the board from the General Sanitation Fund, and I understand that that's going to be Commissioner Randy Wilson.
Mr. Chairman, Madam Clerk, fellow commissioners, people of the audience, I bring to you tonight resolution number 0418160024, a resolution amending the budget of Robertson County, Tennessee for the fiscal year ending June 30, 2016. If I can get a second, put that out.
Have a motion on the floor, second by Bob Hogan.
This is what we've done, work on the bulldozer at the sanitation thing, and it's for $26,000.
Any questions or comments?
What was wrong with it?
A whole lot. I can't tell you everything. And if you get this, you got all night.
Did you fix now?
Not completely. Just close.
Commissioner Brown, do you have a question?
Do we have a reserve for equipment? I think we did.
We did. I don't know where we stand on that. Do you, Commissioner
We did
Wilson?
have, but I don't know where that come from. Do you know, Burton? We had something set
I
aside.
was gonna say, we've been setting aside money. Obviously, this is a large, it's really a capital improvement.
Okay.
To do this size of equipment rather than buying. I'm just asking.
Our plan was in the past that we were accumulating funds where we could do that.
Right.
But I do not know where we stand. I will find out.
Randall's not here tonight, or either hired. Randall knows some more about this, where it come from and all that, but I know from what the committee decided on, replacing this was like a
What do you think?
huge investment, and we decided that we could fix it. We had a man that's working on it, Mr. Lee Beatty, local man here in Springfield, and I think he's had to do some work on the cylinders and some other things here lately that we had to come up with. We didn't know we was gonna have to do, and had to put a little more in. It started out not being near this much, I tell you, as it went on, but as you invested in it, you couldn't quit, so.
Thank you.
Commissioner Cowles?
We got an estimate that they think this will finish.
We asked that at our last meeting, and our answer was, we think it will.
Not good.
That's the answer I got.
I understand, yeah.
Commissioner Roberts?
Hey, do we have a general maintenance program on our equipment out there?
Well, we've got part of one. We're working on that right now. That's our questions too to Randall, and he's supposed to be getting us some
I
paperwork.
would say in the past, it's very, very cool. This piece of equipment has been neglected. I can't begin to tell you, I got pictures I can show you. This is a seat-on piece of, had all kind of hydraulic and oil in it. The gauges didn't even work. When you start the engine, you couldn't even tell where you had oil pressure, what was heating. It goes on and on. It's kind of like, Randy,
We discussed that at the last meeting. He's supposed to furnish us some ledgers or stuff where he's.
we call maintenance records on all this equipment.
Sorry.
Vehicles, equipment.
Does this man plan offer a plan like this to take care of our equipment, or do we have a company we can go through that maintenance is?
Well, in the past, Randall has been doing it. Who's the head?
Done in-house is what it's supposed
That's
to
what the director's responsibility.
Randall Pugh is the head of our sanitation department.
Fixing this thing. Who's fixing it?
Beatty, what's his first name? Lee Beatty.
Lee Beatty,
His shop's down here on, Old North Main.
Doris Milling, he worked for Thompson, for about 30 years. He was on for about 2 years. When I first used my farm, noticed I had, I known 6 years. He's very reputable individual.
He was about part of the low bid too.
Right. Yeah, we had other bids.
Any other questions? Question's been called for. Is any opposition question being put? If you're in favor of this resolution, please press yes and confirm. In opposition to, no, and confirm. With 21 yeas, I declare that resolution has been passed. Next, we have on our agenda an amendment for fiscal year ending June 30, 2016, general fund vehicle insurance, the second reading by Mr. Bowens.
Chairman, Clerk, County Commission, ladies and gentlemen. I bring you Resolution 0321-160-16. This resolution is about liability property insurance. And this is the second reading. I move for the adoption.
Motion's been made. Is there a second? Second by Commissioner Couts. Mr. Bowens.
This is second reading on this. We had it last month.
Is there any questions by the body? What's the body's pleasure? Question been called for. Is any opposition question being put? If you're in favor of this resolution, please pass yes and confirm. In opposition, please pass no and confirm. With 21 yeas, I declare that resolution has been passed. Next on our agenda is old business. Is there any old business that needs to come before this body? Hearing and seeing none, we'll move next to new business. Commissioner Moore Stacey Moore has asked for a few minutes of new business to bring up something from the education, well, pardon me, the Board of Education has not made it to the Education Committee as of yet. I believe that each commissioner has at their desk, don't they, Ms. Moore?
Yes, sir.
This binder, this tree.
This oak tree, this is the Robertson County Board of Education has adopted a 5-year plus facility plan. At their April 4th meeting, 2016, the plan breaks down into facility needs into 5 categories: roofing, maintenance, capital construction projects, technology, and parking lots. These areas are represented on a spreadsheet that you have in front of you with estimated cost, and let me say that's just estimated. I don't come before you tonight to ask for any funding. This has not been before the Education Committee yet. This is for your reading, your recommendation. We all have schools in our districts, so I do encourage you to take a look at it. They've worked hard on it. We've needed this for a while. We needed every school to be looked at as from the roof down. So that's what this includes. So I do encourage you to read it. Over the next couple of months, the Education Committee will get together, decide what's the utmost important that we can see as far as the county needs, and put it in order. Okay? Lots of reading. This binder was put together and a study was conducted by KBJM, and it contains a lot of information. So does anybody have any questions? Again, it's just for your information. It's been a study on our schools in Robertson County. We do have 20 now. So that's a lot of schools. Somebody asked if we have a maintenance plan, just like on that equipment. It's been a long time since we've had a maintenance plan. You know, we kind of like buy a car but not change the oil. So, uh-huh.
I'm under the understanding that this is a good general proposal for the maintenance for the next 5+ years, putting new roofs and air conditioning.
That is correct.
I'm also under the understanding that that's not everything that needs to be done that brings us back into a
Compliance state.
compliance with and an equal quality merchandise that we have out there to educate our kids.
Right.
So, but this is a great start, is what I'm taking from you, right?
I call it the footings and things that really need to be done. I mean, for example, Springfield Middle finally got a boiler that we've needed over the last 15 years. So, I mean, it's a direction that we need to be headed for the Robertson County education. Any other questions?
Just another comment. You'll see in here, I believe, some 10 and 15 years proposal as well, right?
That's correct.
Somewhere around. When you say 5 years plus, it's not 6 years.
No, it's not
It's
6.
going to be stretched out.
It means
into
plus,
15 years.
right. And, you know, each year something may change because if we've got a school that the roof start leaking or whatever, instead of patching it, putting a Band-Aid on it, they may choose to bump that to replace that roof. So, I mean, it's just a footing, but they worked hard on it, and I do appreciate that. So, but we will bring our recommendations back to this body for discussion and approval. Okay? Anybody?
Any questions or comments? Any other new business needs to come before the body? If not, then I'll recognize, yes, I'm sorry.
We feel like that the committee as solid waste, they need to let people, inform the people of what's going on. Mr. Burton has been keeping the minutes on all this. We also have Mr. Jeff Burton.
Chair recognizes Commissioner Wilson, Burton Glover, Commissioner Burton Glover. I apologize, I thought y'all meant the other resolution. I got ahead of the game. Yes, sir.
Well, what has happened is Fayette County, which is between Montgomery and Stewart, has been taking our solid waste, and they no longer can take it, so we're gonna have to go somewhere else with it. And of course, it's gonna be double the mileage, so people know what that's gonna amount to. And basically, we don't have no choice. I mean, we can't let the garbage sit out there at the facility, so it's gonna be a price increase. And the county's gonna have to cover some of it, and I don't, Randall's not here hired either. Burton may have some of this, but we're gonna up the price on it, but we haven't done that. We gotta set a time to do that. But it's gonna cost us more money to carry it. I mean, if you carry it double the mileage, and Burton tell you something, then we may make somebody else.
Robertson County entered into a waste transportation disposition and recycling agreement on December the 25th of 2011. It was a 5-year contract effective January 1 of 2012. At that, the rate that we agreed on for a 5-year period was $24.25 per ton. And we've been operating under that contract until we got, I think I received notice on April the 4th, Monday, April the 4th. But right around the first of the month, we were notified that Fayette County would no longer accept solid waste effective April the 15th. And that deadline was, they gave us 15 more days of grace. So we have a place to go until April the 30th. Now, our contract is with Queen City Disposal, and the owner of Queen City Disposal is Mr. Jeff Purvis. He's sitting back here in the audience. And we have met with him last Tuesday, last Thursday, and again tonight. He has presented an addendum to our contract whereby instead of hauling our trash to Bi-County, which is on the Montgomery-Stewart County line, to Hopkins County Regional Landfill. Regional landfill is located at White Plains, Kentucky. And the mileage from our solid waste collection point to this location in White Plains is 89 miles. And Mr. Purvis has presented us with an addendum whereby instead of the current rate of $24.25, if we enter into a 2-year contract, and that's what the committee has approved, the rate would be $30.25. So that's a $6 per ton increase in what we're currently paying. The amount of trash that we're currently transferring is about 4,000 tons per month. So you can do your math, it's 4,000 tons times $6, so that's going to be $28,000 more per month. And as Randy said, we're going to look at an increase, but we don't see that we have to have any choice because we got to keep the trash moving. I really think first we need to answer any questions. Any of you have a question or need a further explanation? I'm not sure I've done a good job as I should have.
Commissioner Brown.
On our industrial contracts, I know we have larger entities moving that. Do we have long-term contracts with them, or can we adjust that on a 30-day basis and increase?
You talking about a commercial haulers?
Yeah, well, commercial.
We don't have, to my knowledge, we don't have any contracts.
Okay.
And we have latitude to make price adjustments.
All right, so we don't have a gap between an increase and a price adjustment,
Well,
what you're saying?
Mr. Pugh, just in our passing discussions, he's talking about, currently we're charging $45 per ton. Brings up our waste. Commercial haulers pay that as well as other taxpayers. Now, Mr. Pugh has thrown out $50 to be considered. Now, we'll take a look at that. We might have other ideas, but we've got to be competitive. We don't want to get a rate so high that we wind up with a bunch of trash on the side of the road. We think that's enough problem as it is. We don't want to. There will be further discussion and consideration. What has been explained to us by Mr. Purvis and also Jason Repter, who is with the state of Tennessee. He met with us last Tuesday. What has occurred at Bi-County landfill, they're not in compliance with state regulations. They've been working with an engineering company for approximately 2 years to try to get some additional site space so that they can continue to accept what solid waste. But the last application they made, which was about 60 days ago, 60 days back, and it was submitted to the state of Tennessee, had 60 issues, things that were on the application for the expansion that the state would not accept. So the state, in essence, is shutting them down. And they got the, from the discussion we've had primarily with Mr. Purvis, because he's caught in this thing just like we are, that it's going to take them anywhere from 18 to 24 months to get in compliance before they can start taking trash again. If anybody would like, Mr. Purvis is sitting back here, we've spoken to him earlier this evening, and if y'all would like to hear any further explanation from him, we'd be glad to he'd be glad to come around and be made a member.
I would propose we just pass the cost through. I know I heard $50, but I think you add tack on 6. And if we begin to see that that is an issue, it's easier to come down than to go up twice.
Well,
I'm just saying, it's easier to come down after you've done that, but to pass it through, we're not taking advantage of anybody, obviously. And I don't know if we've done studies of what others charge to haul it a gazillion miles, but I would rather see that pass through.
we'll make every attempt to do it. So, you know, we haven't.
We haven't said anything, it's just,
Right.
The thing that we have under pressure about is getting somewhere else to go with our trash. And y'all all recognize.
We don't have no time.
The dilemma that
Right.
it's created and in such short order. We didn't have any opportunity to really go out and look for it. Of course, we are under contract and there is a provision. Mr. Richard has looked at it, they're very familiar with the contract we're operating under. He has looked at the addendum and he approves the language in that. It's because it's an addendum, we don't have to go out and go through the bidding process. So we just don't feel like we have any recourse but to come up with this solution like we're presenting to you, and this is for information purposes. So the committee has approved the new addendum, which will increase the fee that we're paying from the $24.25 to $30.25 per ton. That'll be effective May 1st.
Do we have to have a resolution from this body to approve a fee increase for the landfill, or can your committee do that to
I think
move as
we
quickly as
will need to
possible?
come back. In other words, we just do it like any other can of business. We'll give it to Mr. Richard, to Clyde Richard, and let him prepare the resolution, and that's what we'll come back with. But in fairness, because of this urgency and the amount of money we're talking about, we wanted to share with y'all tonight this information and give it to us. Would anybody like to hear from Mr. Jeff Purvis?
No, what I'd like to know is, in April the 30th, what's going to happen? I mean, are we going to be able to continue?
Yeah, we're going to continue. The addendum is going to provide that Queen City Disposal Company continue to haul our trash. That's who we're under contract with.
Going up, though.
They're going, that's right, they're going up because they have had to make which will be a contractual agreement with this landfill there in White Plains, Kentucky, so.
But I'm also with Commissioner Brown over there, how are they going to abate it unless we pass a resolution?
Well, I mean, we're just going, that's what we got to
we gotta
work
do
out.
that.
Yeah,
We just got to decide how much it's going to be to
Okay.
take care of it.
And we can handle that the next month's meeting.
Correct.
We're going to have about a 30-day
We're going to have
lag.
a 30-day.
We're going to have about a 30-day lag between a price increase and a price increase to us, and then and whatever we're going to charge our increase. But we're going to have a really running deficit for about 30 days at minimum.
what Mr. Pugh has thrown out, which is just this discussion, he's talking about waiting until July 1st. Personally, I don't agree with that. We've got to have further discussion at our next committee meeting. And I think we need to immediately look at increasing our price.
Because you're right, if we don't do it, somebody's going to have to pay it.
That's right.
When's your next meeting?
Well, it'll be the second Tuesday of the month, second Tuesday of May.
Well, the council here just showing me where the solid waste is coming to the budget committee May the 3rd. About the
Well, he's going, he said he was going to meet with Jody on the May the 4th. So that's what I know, and then after he's met with Jody, then committee has already told him that we want to sit down and go over his budget before it actually comes to the budget committee. Is that the time?
No, just that the agenda for the budget meeting for next May 3rd says it's going to be discussed.
It's going to be discussed?
Yes, sir.
That's not what Mr. Pugh told us. Isn't that right?
He's the 4th or something like that.
Yeah, the information he gave us last Tuesday night is that he was going to meet with Jody to review like procedures normally followed.
But he may have meant with the,
That's not what he said, all I know is, so if he needs to meet with the committee, the way I see it, before he meets with the budget people, we need to discuss this rate as well as some other matters.
I would like to see this brought before, because I think the 30-day window is as long as I'd like to see us run a deficit. So whatever it takes to get the budget committee and the waste committee on the same page at the same time with whoever the powers to be, I would love to see a proposal brought back to this committee at the next commission meeting such that we can do that, because I don't see running 30 days. I'd rather make a vote today to say, hey, listen, we'll increase it up to at least what they charge us, or give the committee
a break even.
In other words, give the committee the authority to increase it at least up to, I don't know if we can do that, but at least that is, more than 30 days does not sound good to me.
Well, that's one reason we're bringing it to you tonight, to discuss it, to get your sentiments on how each of you look at it. I'm here, and he and Bob Stroud is here tonight. Don Eaton's on that committee, he's not here tonight. Tommy Jackson's on it, he's not here tonight. You know, we want y'all's input, that's what we're asking for, so you've given it to us. Anything else you want to instruct us about?
The instruction with that, somebody might need to talk before they go before the budget committee May 3rd. I would think that y'all's recommendation would probably be valued very much by the budget.
Yeah, well, I mean, it sounds like to me that what we're gonna need to do tonight is talk about call meeting for the solid waste committee here in the next week or two about the rate and in preparation of meeting with the budget committee. I agree with that. Well, to be sure I'm saying, the committee has approved this rate increase, which will be effective May the 1st. And that's when Mr. Purse will have the equipment in here. He's got to bring in additional equipment beyond, over and above what he's currently utilizing all to Bi County because of the distance. So he's indicated he's got some other equipment in Ohio that will be brought down here to have the number of trailers and operators in place. All right.
Anybody else got anything?
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Is there any other new business for this body? Hearing none, I recognize Mr. Bowens for the election of notaries.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to elect the notary, County City.
Is there a second? Second by Commissioner Farmer. All in favor with a voice vote of saying yea? Any opposition, nay? Here to the chair, the yeas have it. Now we will entertain a motion to adjourn. We got a motion by Commissioner Vogel, we adjourn, second by Commissioner Brown. All in favor say yea? Any opposition, nay? The yeas have it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you.